Assalamu alaikum TV ballahum gendawa huriha befuna marhaba tanama algondu Abdullah Muaz Barcelona sandura megadi gati befuna mi badal kholi divihiraj 2.0 digital transformation summit tibefuna hame bagutun kenestinu mattaka adami divihiraj full automated digital nizam ka basilu mattaka beenum wa fanni hitarikama ekama gole mashwarata kule gendu mattaka kule genda khasa summit mi mahuge 11 wana duwahuge niyada kule genda mi summit ke fashion mide mi kuriyan bikendani min samitu shafir ko devani raisul jumhuriya dr muhammad moiz adira divi rajye mi fasahar duge terega डिजिटल निज़ाम का बासमा की रसूल जमहूरिया डॉक्टर मोहम्मद मोइज़ के बारे मुहिम तसव्वुर मी तसव्वुर हकीकत के हेद मटकादानी मुहिम मसकत के कुरबा एक मागुलो हरि मुहिम सियासत एक शारमु खास वत का मिक मागुले देदी कॉपी का डालोबा रईतुंगे मजदी हो मिक मागुलो हरि कानून तफास को मटका सर खाउंदनी मुहिम मसकत के कुरमु अदरसूल जमहूरिया विदाल फाबागतुगा मी हतर कुरियो हतर हर दुगतरीगा दिवे राज्य डिजिटल कुरविकेंदाने नोत डिजिटलाइज कुरविकेंदाने आदे मिकम के फंडी यही तरीके होदा मुंदनी दुनिया के डिजिटल के निज़ाम एम मातिन कुरिया राफावा एस्टोनिया के यही तरीका माए कि मेरे के मी समिट का एस्टोनिया के राइस डिजिटल दायराइन लफारवा काउंसिल के मेंबर आदि एस्टोनिया काउंसिल के फाउंडर विस मी रस्मियातुगा मी इस समिटुगा बैर बड़ा करना हम एस्टोनिया डिजिटल निज़ाम का बदल विकें दिया दिउमगा एकम के हितरी कम फोर को दी ए निज़ाम वासे वुमगा मुहिम दौरे गदा कुरी फन्नी बेफुनु मिस मिले के मी समिटुगा बैर बड़ा करना वाने अदे कुल से शार कुल को तदवीराज के हुरिया दायरा को डिजिटल निज़ाम कायम कुरमा की रईसुल जमहूरिया के मुहिम तसव्वुर मिगतुन सिखी दायरा तालीम दायरा अदि एनुम वस हुरिया दायरा को दौलत के हुरिया खिदमत के रायतुन फोर खुद दे हुरिया खिदमत के मुकाबिल मस अदि हुरिया ऑफिस तह के निज़ाम के तरीके कुरबे हुरिया मुआमलात के डिजिटल कुरमा तकामिदनी मसकत के कुरमु हम प्राइवेट सेक्टर के वस हम खिदमत वस दौलत के मी खिदमत एक गोता डिजिटल कुरमा तका रईसुल जमहूरिया तसव्वुर गतनी गिना मसकत के कुरे मुंदाखं हम फाह खोल देवे अदे दिविराज डिजिटल कुरमा टका मी कुरा मसकत का रायतुन के वारा फुल हम एबादम बे वाने कम गाविस रईसुल जमहूरिया डॉक्टर मोहम्मद मोइज़ वानी हम कुरा पाफा अदे दिविराज डिजिटल निज़ाम का दतुर कुरम के एम मुहिम मागड़ मकसद का तुका रईसुल जमहूरिया फाह कुरा बाखम की दिविराज करप्शन नतादुम अदे हुरिया खिदमत तक वस डिजिटल कुरेविन ता ऑटोमेट कुरेविगन दियोम के सबबुं एक एक फारुदुं दावत के तेरे हिंगा करप्शन ता हमारा बोड़ा मद कुरेवि रायतन खिदमत फोर को दिनुमुगा एवस करप्शन नहीं मैंने में नज़ाहत तरीका माय कीगा खिदमत फोर को दिविगन दाने का रईसुल जमहूरिया डॉक्टर मोहम्मद मोइज़ वानी हम कुरबाफा एमनि फान मी वखं हम कुरबाफा वानी एम फाहुं कुरेगन दे रायतुन के अडु पॉडकास्ट का देखे वाह कुरगा में निज़ाम गुले को तुम अदराज डिजिटल कुरमा टका कुरेगन दा मसके तका गुले को तुम रईसुल जमहूरिया वानी पॉडकास्ट का वाह का फुल दक्का वाफा अदे दिविराज डिजिटल निज़ाम का बदल वुमुका एम मुहिम दौरे नो तकम फानी हे तरीके एस्टोनिया का फातो हो दम अन्नेरुगा एक उम की दुनिया के डिजिटल के नमूना है अदरसो जमहूरिया वानी एस्टोनिया दतुर फुले कुरबा फमी हर के कुरी खोलो ए दतुर फुल के मैकन बेनुम कीविस मिदन्ने वता दिविराज डिजिटलाइज कुरुम टका बेनुम हे तरीके गौम होदो एगम का सरकार वानी दिविराज में हे तरीके फोर को देने कम के फुरी हम यागिन खंदे बाफा एक फानी हे तरीके राज्य फोर खुद देने कं हम कुरबा एक इनके के मिले के मिस समिट का एस्टोनिया के राइस लफा अरुआ काउंसिल का हिमन बड़ा करना वा बेफुन डिजिटल दायराइन एमना लफा अरुआ बेफुन मिले के मिस समिट का बैर बड़ा करना वा खम अदे रईसुल जमहूरिया एस्टोनिया के मिदन काउंसिल एरुवी लफा की एगम डिजिटल के निज़ाम वासिद मट्ट का फन सर्विस आहार हेदविक एहन मस दिविराज्य की आबादी कुड़ा गाँव का हिंदू दिविराज्य का मिकं हतर वरकं हर दुगतरेगा कुरेवे ने कं एगम वानी फाहा कोफा इनका मुंग दिविराज डिजिटलाइज निज़ाम का दतुर कुरुमट्ट का बेनुम वन हुरिया ही तरीका में फोर को देने कम याकिन कं गम दीफा वैरो एगम के ही तरीका मा एकीगा कुरेवे हतर वरकं हर दुगतरेगा දිවෙහි රාජ්‍යයෙන් මිකන් දානි හාසිල් කුරමු අද මේ රයිතුන් මාලිය දතුරු කොගෙන් ඛිදමෙන් හෝදුමුක බරෝසා මොවස් වර බොඩු පදදෙන් ඇස් ලුයන් ලුයි ෆසේ කමෙන් අන්නානේ කමෙක්කම් ෆාහ කොලවේ අදි දවලතුගේ එක් ඉදාරාතක ඛිදමෙන් හෝදුමුකවස් වර බොඩ ෆසේ හැවගෙන් දානේ අද රයිතුන් අකවදාස් පේන කොගෙන් අද එක් ඉදාරාතකන් හාසිල් වෙගෙන් ඛිදමෙන් හෝදුමන් අන්න මේ බොඩු බදලකි ඒක බදලුක දිවෙහි රාජ්‍යයේ කොම්මතා හොරවස් අද දුනියේ කොම්මතා හොරවස් බේනුම්වා රයිතුන් බේනුම්වානේ ඛිදමෙත්ත دعوتك فاتم خودم كفرصة كم رأيتك بس فهيفجن دارن تيوم أدمي من ساميتا بدايروكا ديجيتالايز ديجيتال دايراكا ودايجيكا مساك كورا فاني إكيك بيفونم بس ميرك رسمياتوكا بير بداكا نوا رئيس الجمهورية دكتور محمد مويز كيتونو رئيس الجمهورية كنائب الأستاذ حسين محمد لطيفة رئيسك ماجده رئيس عبد الرحيم كيتونو उत्तम फंडियारा आदि आंदावत के एक फंती के बेफोनमस मेरे के रस्मियातुगा पैवेरी वडाय करनवा अदे मेरे के समिटुगा खास पैनल डिस्कशन व स्कूलिया केंदवाने एक बेनुमा की व समराय दावत न सरकार बेनुवा डिजिटल के दायरे बेनुवा लफया मशवरा तंग होदु एक फनायत के ख्याल हो दाय के राज्य डिजिटल निजाम का हिसाब में ततुल कुरानी अदे अमी सरहद के अदे एम्मे बोड़ा डिजिटल कुरेवे गाँव में को तो काती भी राज्य मुमट्टा का आमाज खाड़ा के मैं कुरेवे मसा कातु के तसव्वुर हासिल करो मट्टा का कुरंजे है बारा कि ना मसा के सरकार गतरे मियागो तो स्कूल यंगे बदा का फाहा को देवे मिकमा बारा मुहिम ए बैंक ए कानूनी को तुम पूरी हम कुरंजे है कांका अदे हिं कम डिजिटल कुरु मट्टा का बेनुम वा कांका मुके देरी को पे मिहार एक खुद वाल मुका मसा के कुरिया दायर का एक कांका मागोलों हुरे कानूनी बदाव तक कुरियंगे दोस्त होते रहेगा गिनवेने कांग सरकार मनी फाहा का कुरा वाफा अदर उन खुद में से शारे कुरी होता मी हतर हरुगे मी बिया अमाशु गतरे राज्य डिजिटलाइज कुरुमगा मसे कुरुम गेंदमनी डिजिटलाइजेशन का बोर्ड कुरियर में होता फावा एस्टोनिया एक काम फाहा कोलेवे अदे मी समिट मॉडल्स डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन समिट के मीगे आफेशों हम में एस्टोनिया डिजिटलाइज कुरुम के मसे खतु के बान ही में बड़ा करना है एस्टोनिया के माहिरों के टीम में बस मी कॉन्फ्रेंस का बाहर बड़ा करना मी मसे खता देवा यही तरीका हमारे सु जमहूरिया वानी एक शुक्र अदा कुरा बापा अदमी के तसव्वुर हकीकत के हेतुमा बेनुमानी कुरु रास्ता एक कमबस ऐसो जमहूरिया वानी विदालेफा अदरसो जमहूरिया डॉक्टर मोहम्मद मोइज मिहामी मी सामिट के मी मादमा वडायकंफा मी हसा मुतबेफुना हम या बागो तो मेरा रस्मियात केनस्तेनो
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفر لك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا هو الذي السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم ولله جنود السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما ليدخل المؤمنين والمؤمنات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ويكفر عنهم سيئاتهم وكان ذلك عند الله فوزا عظيما صدق الله العظيم.
شكرا رشا. Maldives 2.0 Digital Transformation Summit افتتاح كرمغا حفلايا ورداغن تبوي امها بيفلنا مرحبا. ميساميتاكي ديوهراج Digital Transformation اكورا داتورغي آبابيكي فيشون. مي امنگه بෑවරුවමා ගුලිලාමෙහිෆාවා වෙරිකමා අව ඊජාදුතන් හිමිනේහෙන් කුරියරා තරගීවානේ zamaanege fashion. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the official opening of the Maldives 2.0 Digital Transformation Summit. This summit marks the beginning of a bold new chapter in the Maldives' digital journey, an era of connected governance, innovation, and inclusive growth. حفلة فشمون قطون واحد فل دكيو من إدي داخلي سلامة فنياتا به وزير الفاضل علي حسين غاريهون أدب بريكا مايكو دارنوان. To commence the evening, I now invite the Honorable Minister of Homeland Security and Technology, Mr. Ali Hussain, to deliver the opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, Minister Ali Hussain.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ya hamda shukur kurang. Kalangi ma Rasula Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya salawata salam levungedi dua kurang. Mi salawata salam ga kaleg faanu ga adu sabun shamil kurang. Dvirajye ge izzatteri Raisu Jumhuriya Dr. Muhammad Muiz. Raisu Jumhuriya ge naab Ustaz Hussein Muhammad Latif. Raitung Majlihu ge Rais Abdurrahim Abdullah. Dvirajye ge uttam fandiyar Ustaz Ahmad Mutasim Adnan. Estonia ge Rais ge Digital Council ge member Adi E-Governance Academy ge founder Mr. Linar Vik. Dawlatu ge wazirun Beru ge Dawdittahu ge Safirun Wadan tibbevi emmeha izatterin Adi mi rasmiyatu ballawamun gendawa emmeha lobati divihiraitun. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Adivhiraj 2.0 or the Maldives 2.0 iftitah kurumuge rasmiyata wadan devvi kamattaka tiye emmeha befurna marhabaya shukur dannawan. Wakin khasako Dvirajye ge izzatteri Raisu Jumhuriya mi rasmiyata wadan devvi kami Dvirajye taka emanikfaanu genguluwa digitalization ge siyasatu tanfiz kurma emanikfaanu devwa ahamiyatkan දක්වා ඇදේ කමේ. මිකමට්ටකා රයිස් ජුම්හුරියා වරන් හූණු මරහබෑකා ශුක්‍ර දන්නවා. Moldis 2.0 ki muli divehi dawlatuge huriha muassasataken himenehen adi dawlatuge timbarues furihama bayriwa gota farma kurevigen kuriyegen deve siyasate miyaduge rasmiyatuga raitun majlihuge rais adi rajyege uttam fandiyaro bayradan devwa kami dawlatuge timbaru ekko mikamuga masek kuramun dane kamuge aligade hekke Mikamataka Ratu Majlihugi is the Raisha Uttam Fandiara Varabuda Marhabaya Shukur Danava. Dviraja Ingidabi Gotum digitalized Kuruma Adi Ingilabi Badaltake digitalization Gedaira and Raja Genoma Raisujum Muriabi Vadi Siasate Kandalu Wafa. Raisujumuriag Has Insnenguma Ekuga Ekulawa Levono Adi Duniege Midairaga Kamiyab Hasil Kofawa Gaumutahuge Fandi Lafaga Matin Adi Midviraje Gatibi Midairaga Funab Us Mahirunge Masake Pulaku Ekulava Levono Siasat Miedo Mif Tamfis Kuram Fishigendani Mire Misiasat Tamfis Kuram Fashaero Dautugo Huriha Idarataka Wuzarata Himenehen Moldis 2.0 Summit Madama in Fishigen, Deduhoganiela, Mivenuga, Kuria Dane. Misamituga, Moldis 2.0, Dashun, Raje, digitally transform again Dane, Goi, Fula Dairega Bahus Kurevi, Huriha Idara Takung, Ebbaswa Kankang, Nimigen Dane. Adirajege digital transformation agenda, Ebbaswa again Dane. Admiring Allah, Gerard Fulaku, Rais Dr. Moipsuge. Digitalization ge siyasat tamfiz kurmuge amali masakke baro speeduga fishingen dane moli masakke kuriye gendani raisu jumhuriya cheya kuravwa midaira ge expert on himene rajye ge digital transformation council ge beldomuge dashun mi siyasat kodawaluma ekulawala tamfiz kuruma Ministry of Homeland Security and Technology ya NCIT ya trade netuge emmeha fandi muwazzafun kura vibura masakke fahako efarataka shukuru ada kuran adi mi haflaga algon men na ehitere devum dawa beruge bay faratta tibbew maayko ebe furna muhatabko ingres bahun ecche dannawalmuge izne dannawa I would like to express our gratitude to the team of experts from Estonia present here this evening. Your valuable insights, professional consultations, and input to this summit would help us pave our way forward more effectively in our digitalization journey. On behalf of the President, I thank you for the long hours of consultation and input you have provided to us. Special appreciation for Mr. Linar Vik, Member of Digital Council in the Office of President of Estonia and co-founder of E-Governance Academy, for committing time to visit the Maldives and guide our team in making Maldives 2.0 a success. Thank you, Mr. Lina. Adi se fahar mi haflaya wadande vikamataka yemeha izzetterina marhabaya shukur dannawan algonge duaye ki mire mi taraf kurevinda Maldives 2.0 ge siyasta madama feshigem mida summit kamyab kamayaku tamfiz kurevigen gos Mirajya ki digitalization ke dairang emme kuriyara fawa gaumugutuga mang Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala evumuge heo tawfiq minbar ko devum wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh
Shukriya Minister. Thank you Minister Ali Ihsan. Mihaflaga dem wahak furda kawani Office of the President of Estonia Digital Council ge member adi Estonia ge E-Governance Academy ge co-founder Mr. Lina Vik. It is now my privilege to introduce Mr. Lina Vik, member of the Digital Council at the Office of the President of Estonia and co-founder of the E-Governance Academy. Wadagen tibevi meha izzetering Mr. Lina Vik. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Lina Vik.
Excellencies, Ladies and gentlemen, the broad audience gathered to this significant and memorable moment. I'm extremely privileged and proud to be present here and to be part of that Maldives 2.0 launching process. During the recent visit of your President to Estonia, we had a number of interactions between the two small countries, very similar to the paths, both recognizing that the biggest asset we have as a small countries in 21st century is a vision of where you want to be, who you want to become, what do you want to achieve, and make sure that it's a process starting today. Small steps every day make bigger impact than one big project once a year. Innovation in the public administration has many implications, mostly to the society. And I would like today to address different stakeholders, the international community here in the room, to convince them all that the process which has been started for the digital transformation of Maldives is something where Estonia once again reaffirms its support, willingness, and expertise to be part of this journey. No country can do it alone. It is always a partnership, and the international community, neighboring countries, international organizations play a critical role in succeeding this endeavor. My second address is to the leaders of the public administration. Digital transformation is not about buying computers and making broadband to your offices. It's not servers, it's not websites, it's not technology. It's about changing the way how your institutions and organizations work in 21st century. I have always said that information technology is like an amplifier, like the same microphone amplifier. If the noise which goes into the amplifier is a bad noise, it will be just very loud noise. So if the bureaucratic processes which we try to digitize are the same processes, it will be just amplified bureaucracy. This means that we need to revisit and revise the way how currently the work is done. And this is not the role of a one department, one ministry, but every minister, every head of department needs to be a digital champion and say, yes, I want my department to become digital. We have the skills, we have the best people working in our team, and we do it to make our services more efficient, more transparent, more accessible to people, especially taking into account a similar situation where also in Estonia people live in rural areas and don't want to get to the government offices. They just don't get access. If we are dispersed to different islands, it's a similar situation. If we want to access and give an access to the services to our people, the best and easiest way is via digital channels. And most important for all the public administration is the fact that good digital services increase the trust to your government, trust to your services, trust to your institution, trust to your country, and it makes your society more coherent and the one which believes to the joint future, and makes it an effort not done by one department or one team, but there is a role for everybody to participate. Another very important anchor remains the good and excellent timing we are seeing at the moment within this digital transformation process. Yes, one may say that the vision to conclude and to get to the tangible results within the 3 years, maximum 5 years framework may look like a very quick sprint. However, when we divide that process into concrete steps within the roadmap, we can see that it's achievable. It's achievable where we have commitment. The importance of the leadership can't be underestimated. The importance of the vision can't be underestimated. And the most important part is to take small steps every day and make that as a priority, not for one department, but priority for everybody. Within this process, I strongly believe, not only based on the facts of the small countries who have carried out with the limited resources the digital transformation to the high standards, but when we are looking to the current digital maturity level of Maldives, we see the next step as a very logical, integral part of the development of the society. Within that process, it's not 3 years, which is very bold and very big sprint, but it's a process where I strongly believe divided into roadmap segments, divided into tangible, achievable goals. It is something which could not only be done for the sake of Maldives, but also serve as an example for many other small nations having the same situation in 2025. And Maldives is not the only one. There are many governments who have the similar goals. And one common understanding is the technology is the same all around the world. The goals of the governments are similar. They all want the best for their society and for their people. But the roadmaps may differ. However, one common aspect of succeeding has always been committed leadership, dedication to the process, and focus on the end users, the societal benefits. This is why I also believe that Maldives 2.0, the digital transformation process we are witnessing as an ignition moment today, will succeed. It has to be successful, and it will be successful. Thank you once again, and let me to conclude by once again reaffirming Estonian government willingness to be part of this journey as a mentor, as an advisor, as somebody who has done many mistakes, learned from the mistakes, and willing to share our stories and help Maldives to achieve its goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Linavik. Den Koreangoti haflage emme sharaferi number kamawa Maldives 2.0 Digital Transformation Summit iftitaha kurun. Me number furi hama koddevo mangedi Raisul Jumhuriya Dr. Muhammad Moizu gari hun warang adab veri kamaya kudarnawa. It is now my honor to invite His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Moizu, President of the Republic of Maldives, to officially inaugurate the Maldives 2.0 Digital Transformation Summit. Shukriya, Izzate Rais. Thank you, Your Excellency. Den Koreangoti Maldives 2.0 ke oniganda ek strategic vision ge overview hushala dinu. Minambar furi hama koddevo mang edi TradeNet Maldives ke Managing Director Alfa Lila Saida Umar gari hung edeng. We now invite Ms. Saida Umar, Managing Director of TradeNet Maldives, to present an overview of the Maldives 2.0 framework and the strategic vision it embodies. Vadaganti bevim zetering Alfa Saida Omar. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Ms. Saida Omar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And a very good evening to all of you. I'll start this presentation in English because there are many foreign dignitaries present here tonight. But however, the presentation will be delivered in Devahe. The slides which will be projected tonight will give an insight to His Excellency's digital transformation vision for the Maldives. So for the next 15 to 20 minutes, please bear with me. I'll take you through this journey. Aun tibeflungi kurumati medu hutti mihiri digital rangung divehi rajyang ingilabi bodati badaltaki genawma sarukaru waki hasaka divehi rajyage izzeteri Raisul Jumhuriyage isnemgu matin ekulawade fawa khas mashru Maldives 2.0 ege kurta arafe tibefluna hushala dinu mattaka awul memi fada bodu biya mashru e fashagen kuriyadar waragina beflunge hitugo fedene suwalaki divehi rajyati mifada badalaka mifada kankan kuruma forihame tayyar rifata almen kuda gawmege gotuga hasil fakure for kantattaka balanama miki almena nukure vene kamennu technology ge dairaga almen hoda for kamyabi taka usmin tahki bainalaqwami framework go isfaha kulle fada kamyabi take telecommunication ge dairaga almen हासिल करे फवा कंकम की दुनिया के फ्रेमवर्क फाह कोलवे फदा कामयाबी तके मी हमें केनी नंबर तक की गुतगा तफास हिसाब तक की गुतगा अलमना बेलवे का शेनवेने मी के मच्चा अलमेंगे कुरिमगु बट्टन कुरंगे बच्चे है मी तफास हिसाब तक अलमना दखा देनी राज्य गायम करे फवा टेलीकम्युनिकेशन गे मी बिया इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कीगा डिजिटल गिना मसके तक के कुरुमा वे गावमती फुरी हमें तैयार फका हम AI को कीगा मी मसक्कतुगा अलमना उफावा उम्मीद गेंडस्ते आदि हिवर गेंडस्ते कम की दिवे राज्य के जुआं आबादी ताऊदी मी जुआं आबादी गाँव में एबा ओए ए आबादी के फुरी हम बेनु अलमना कुरे विजनमा डिजिटल जर्नी का मी दातुरुगा अलमना मती हरफते का वासलुम की कुरे विदान कमे राज्य के जुआं उन्ना की टेक्नोलॉजी के एक मनसे तक फरिता सोशल मीडिया के मनसे तक फरिता स्मार्ट डिवाइस तक गेंगुले स्मार्ट टेक्नोलॉजी तक फरिता आदि स्मार्ट एप्लीकेशन तक फुरी हमें बेनुं कुरा ईजादी मसके तक बारदे एकंकम शाउगवेरवा आबादी एंगोई गाँव में एहंकमु මිකන් අල්මෙන් බලාගෙන දෙවෙහි ජුවානුන්ගේ මි හුනර්ත තරගීක එකමා ගුළුන් හොරි තවලීමා හුනර්තන් අල්මෙන්න ජුවානුන ෆෝර් කො දෙවිජනම ඩිජිටල් රංගුන් අල්මෙන කුරිමක් බට්ටන් කුරුමකි නුකුර වේණ කමෙන්නු එහෙමීම මිකන් කම් මිහෙන් හුරුමායකි අවන දෙන්නවෙන් අති ඩිජිටල් රංගුන් අල්මෙන් කුරිය දෙවම මේ ගවුම් මේ රාජති ෆක්කාවෙෆේ එනමස් ටෙක්නොලොජි ගතුන් රාජ කුරියරෑගෙන් මිදා දියුමුග අවල්මෙන්න ෆාහ කුරවේ එකමකි ටෙක්නොලොජියා අරා හමකුරුමුග දිවෙහි දෞලතුගේ එකි මුවස්සසාතකුන් ෆෝර් කොද්දේ ඛිද්මත අරා හමකුරුමුග අදිවස් වර බොඩ ෆහත ජීෆ එකන් අවල්මෙන් රංගල කුරන් එබජෙහෙ තෙදෙම්මෙ ඛිද්මත රංගල කුරුමුග ಸರ್ಕಾರುಗೆ ದೌಲತುಗೆ ವರಗಿನ ಮೋಸಸಾತಕುಂ ಖಿದ್ಮತ ರಂಗಳ ಕುರ್ಮಶಾ ಎ ಮೋಸಸಾತುಗೆ ಹಿಂಗುಂತ ಹರ್ದನಾ ಕುರ್ಮಟ್ಟಕ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ತ ವರಗಿನ ಫರ್ಮಾಕೋ ಎ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ತಗೆ ಜರಿಯಾ ಖಿದ್ಮತ ದೆಮುಂ ಎಬಗೆಂದೆ ಅವನು ಕುರಕಂ ಬೈ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ತಗೆ ನಂತ ಕಿಯಾದಾನಮ ವನ್ಗ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಯನ್ ಫವರ ಬಂಡೇರಿಪೆ ಮೀರಾಗೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಿಜಾಮ್ತ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಸೋಷಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ನಿಜಾಮ್ತ ಮಿಹೆ ವರ ಗಿನ ರಾಜ್ಯಗೆ ಗಿನ ಕಂಕೊಳ್ತಕ ಫೆತುರುಗೆಂದಾಗುತ್ತ ಖಿದ್ಮದ್ದೆ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ತಂಗೆ ಬಹುರಿ ಎ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ತಗೆ ಜರಿಯಾ ದಿವೆಹಿ ರಯ್ಯತುಣ್ಣ ದಿವೆಹಿ ವಿಫಾಡಿಯರಿಣ್ಣ ವರ ಬೊಡತಿ ಫದ್ಲಿ ಫಸೇಹತಕ್ಕೆ ಗೆನಸ್ದೇಫೆ ಬಹುರಿ ಎಹನ್ನ ಮೆಸ್ ಅವಳ ಮೆಂಗ ಅಬೂಲ್ ಕೊರಂಜೆ ಎಂಗ್ ಹಗೀಗತಕಿ ರಾಜ್ಯಗೆ ಗಿನ ಮೋಸಸಾತೋಗ ಅದಿವೆಸ್ ಬೇಣು ಕೊರವೆ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ತಹಕಿ ವಕಿ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ತಹಕಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಗ ಹಮೆ ಕೆಣಿ ಎ ಮೋಸಸಾತೋಗೆ ಬೇಣುಂತಕ ಬೇಣುಂ ಹಿಫೇಗೊತ ಫರ್ಮಾ ಕುರೆ ಫೊರಿ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ತಕೆಕ್ಕ ಎನ್ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ಅಣ್ಣ ನಿಜಾಮ ಮಶ್ವರಾಕೋ ಎಹನುಣ್ಯ ಎ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಣ್ಣ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ ಮುಆಮಲಾತ್ಕೋ ಡೇಟಾ ಬದೋ ಕುರವೆಣಿ ವರ ಮಧು ಹಾಲತೆಗೆಕ ಮಿಕಂ ಮಿಹೆಂ ಒತುಮು ಅಳುಮೆಂ ರಯ್ಯಿತು ಹಿದ್ಮೆಂ ಹೋದ ರಯ್ಯಿತು ತಕ್ರಾರ್ಕೊಂ ಎ ಮೋಸಸಾಯಕ ದೇ ಮೌಲೂಮಾತ್ ಎತ ಮೋಸಸಾಯಕ ಹುಷಾಳನ್ ಜೇಗೊತ ಮಿ ಒಣ್ಣ ಒತುಮಕಿ ಹಿದ್ಮೆಂ ಹೋದ ರೈತುಣ್ಣ ಅಂಬಿದ ಫ್ಯಾಮಚ ತೆದುವಂ ಬೇಣುವ ವಿಫಾರಿ ವೆರಿಯಾಯ ಮೆಗೌಮ್ಗೆ ಇಕ್ಸೋದಿ ತರಗಿಯ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕುರಂತೆ ಬಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟರುಣ್ಣ ವರ ಬೊಡು ತಕ್ವೀಫಕ ವೆಫೋಣ್ಣ ಕಮೆ ಗೌಮ್ ಕುರಿಯದ್ದಾಂ ಬೇಣುವಾಣಮ ಮಿ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಮಿ ಗೆಂಗುಳೆ ಗೊತ್ತ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂ ಬದು ಕುರಂಗೆ ಬಜೆಹೆ ಇಂಗಿಲಾಬಿ ಬದಲೆ ಮಿಕಮ ಗೆಣವಿಗೆ ನೂಣಿಯ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗುಮ್ಗೆ ಒಣಗಣ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮೋಸ ಸಾತಕು ರೈತುಣ್ಣ ಫೋರ್ ಕೊದ್ದೆವೆ ಖಿದ್ಮೆತ್ತ ರೈತುಂ ಬೇಣುವಾಗೊತಕ ಬಟ್ಟ ಮೆಣ್ಣು ಕುರವೇನು ತೆದ್ದ ದಂಡವಾಣಮ ಇದಾರಿ ಒಣಗಂಟು ತೆರೆಯಗ ಹೊರಿ ರೆಟ್ಟೇಪ ಬ್ಯೂರೋಕ್ರಸಿ ಮೂಲ ಫೋರ್ಮ್ ಫದ ಕಂಕಂ ಇಸ್ಲಾಹ ಕುರ್ಮಟ್ಟಕ ಆ ವಿಷ್ಣುಂತಕ ಆ ಗೊತ್ತಕ ಅವಳ ಮೆ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆ ಕುರಂಗೆ ಬಜೆಹೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ತಗ ತೆರೆ ಸಾಲಕ ಅವಳ ಮೆಂಗೆ ಹಿದ್ಮೆ ದೇರುಗ ಮಿಹಾವ್ರ ಸಿಂಹಾವ ಎಮ್ಮಸ್ಸದೇಕಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೊಂ ಅವಳ ಮೆಂಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಲುಮಫಹು ಎ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ವಾಣುವಾಣೆಂಗಿಗೆ ಗುಣಜೆಹೆ ಫಾರು ಮದಣ್ಣು ಗುಳಂ ಹಿದ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ಹೋದಂಗೆ ಅವಳ ಮೆಂಗೆ ಬಲಾಯರುಗ ಮಿ ಜೆಹೆನಿ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಒಣ್ಣ ಆಮು ನಿಜಾಮ್ಗೆ ತೆರೆಂಗ್ ಹಲ್ದ ನುಲಿಬುಂ ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮುವಸ್ಸಸಾಯಿಗ ದಣ್ಣ ರಟ್ಟಿಸಕ್ ಎಹನುಣಿಯಂ ರಟ್ಟಿಸೆಗೆ ರಟ್ಟಿಸಕ್ ಹುರಿತೋ ಬಲ ಎಗೊತು ಹಿದ್ಮೆತ್ತಕಂ ಅವಸ್ ಹಲ್ದೆ ಅವಸ್ ಕಮೆಲ್ ದಿಬೇತೋ ಬಲ ಮೀ ಕಂಗ ಒಣ್ಣನ್ ಜೆಹೆನ ಗೊತ್ತೆಣ್ಣು ಮಿ ಕಂಕಂ ಬದಲುವಾಂಗ್ ಎಬ್ಬ ಜೆಹೆ ರಾಜೇಗ ಹಿದ್ಮೆಂಗ್ ಹೋದ ಆಮು ಫರುದಕ ನಿಜಾಮ್ಗೆ ತೆರೆಯಗ ಎಬ್ಬಸ್ಕ ಹದ ಗುಳುಮೆಣ್ಣೆ ಫರಾತಕ ಫಸೇಹ ಕಮ್ಯಾಕು ಅವಳ್ಮೆಣ್ಣ ಹಿದ್ಮೆಲ್ ದಿಬೇನಿಗು ಎತ್ತಕ ದೌಲತುಗೆ ಮೋಸಸಾತಕು ಹಿದ್ಮೆತ್ತ ಬಟ್ಟನ್ ಕುರಿವಿಗೆ ನೂಣಿ ರೈತುಂಗೆ ದೇಫದ ಹೇವು ವೆರಿಕಮ್ಮೆ ರೈತುಂಗೆ ದೇಫದ ಹಿದ್ಮೆತ್ತಕೆ ಅವಳ್ಮೆಣ್ಣಕ ಫೋರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಉದೆವೇನ್ ಏ ಮಿಕಂಕಂ ಕುರಂ ಬೇಣುವಾ ಕಮ ವಾಣಮ ಅವಳ್ಮೆಂಗ್ ಎಬ್ಬ ಜೆಹೆ ಸಮಾನುಸುರೆಂ ಅವಳ್ಮೆಣ್ಣ ಹಮೆ ವಾರತ ವಿಫಹುರಿ ಬೊಡತಿ ಮಸ್ಸಲ್ತಕಂ ಎಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಕುರ ಮಿಹಾರು ಕಂತತ ತರ್ತೀಬೆ ಫಮಿಯೋಯ್ ಗೊತುಂ ನುಕಿಸ್ಸರ್ ಎತ ಕಮಕ ಮಗುತಂ ಹುಳಿ ಫೆಬವೆ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಫದ ಕಂಕಂ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ನಿಜಾಮ್ಗೆ ತೆರೆಂಗ್ ಲೂಕಲು ಮಟ್ಟಕ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ತಕ ಬಡತಿ ಬದಲ್ತ ಗೆಣಸ್ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆ ಕುರ ಗೊತ್ತಕ ಬಡತಿ ಬದಲ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ಗೆಣ್ಣಂಗ್ ಅತಿ ಮಾ ಬಡವೆಸ್ ಲಸ್ಸೆಫ ಎಹಂ ವೀಮ ರೈಸೋ ಜುಮ್ಹೂರಿಯಾಗೆ ಹಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ನಿಂಗೆ ಉಮ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಿಯದು ಅವಳು ಮೆ ಇಫ್ತಾಹ ಕುರಮು ಮಿದಾ ಮೋಲ್ಡಿಸ್ 2.0 ಮಿ ಮಶ್ರೂವಕಿ ತಫಾತು ಗೊತಕ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗ್ ಗುಳಿಗೆ ದೌಲತುಗೆ ಹುರಿಹಾ ಮೋಸಸಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಗುಳಿಗೆ ದಿವೆಹಿ ರೈತುಣ್ಣ ಅವಳು ಮೆ ಫೋರ್ ಕೊದ್ದೆ ಖಿದ್ಮೆತ್ತಾಗ ಬೊಡತಿ ಬದಲ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ಗೆನೋಮ್ಗೆ ಎ ವರ್ಗದ ಅಜುಮ್ಗ ಅವಳು ಮೆ ಫಶಾ ಮಶ್ರೂವೆ ಮಶ್ರೂವಕಿ ಮಶ್ರೂಗ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಹಿಮನಾ ಕಂತತ್ತ ತಂಫೀಸ್ ಕುರ್ಮಾ ಆಕೀಗ ಅವಳು ಮೆ ಹಾಸಿಲ್ ಕುರಂ ಬೇಣುವಾ ಕಂಕಮಕಿ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮೋಸಸಾತಕಿ ಮಿಹಾರವ್ವರು ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೊ ಹಿಂಗ ಮೋಸಸಾತಕ ಬದವೆಗೆಂದಿಯು ರೈತುಣ್ಣ ಅವ ಸಿದ್ಮೆತ್ತಕ್ಕೆದ್ದೆ ಮೋಸಸಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಗ ಅವಳು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮೋಸಸಾತ ಫಾಹಗವೆಗೆಂದಿಯು ತಫಾತ್ ಕುರುಮೆಣ್ಣತಿ emmengi itubaru be khidmetta for kodde muassasata ki gutuga almenge muassasata rayitun deku digital namaves physical namaves kiyuganu jehi hidmel libene gota computer ehannoniya mobile phone madu click kon hidmel libene gota huriha hidmettake design ko button kon egotan alumenge hidmetta farma kuru komme taaku komme hisabega huna divehi rajitaka ves divehi viefari veriyekas investor ka ves fasehan hidmel libene gota interconnected nizam toge tereng hidme for ko dinu lassu mennati natija nirdeve gota almenge khidmetta button ko for ko dinu kankam waamvi gonnengi defu fenna nizam toge tereng natija nirdeve gota khidmetta for ko dinu ehenkamu modus 2.0 ki almenge kuriyan oi tasawwur almen technology gatun a zamanaka wasilumattaka almen ekwekiga guligen almen taaruf kura almen tanfiz kurane muhim mashruwe mi mashruwege masaketan almen kuriya gendiyumga almenna magu dakade magandu ha asasi kantattaken ebehimene e asasi kantattoge terega almen emme iskame dene ekamaki mi mashruwatoge dashun 2.0 ge dashun kurave komme masekataki farma kurave komme platform ki komme technology ge wasilete ki defu fendagota farma kurefawa audit kurave corruption hulifa rata bandu kurave gota farma kurave nizam taki gudga puriha nizam ta battan kuru e geturu almen farma kura komme nizamaki qawmuge himene huriha rayitum e nukoludun terkan honna farata kavyas adi technology gotum ma boda ekama farita nu farata kavyas adi umburun duase fur farata kavyas huriya befurna tafat kurmen neti digital nizam ge terege ves khidmetta for ko deve gota farma kureve nizam taki gotuga ekankan yagin kuru timwana kamaka almen emmen guligen whole of government approach ga mihar mi fragmented siloed approach toge badalga systems toge badalga guligen raitunge labya manfaataka maseke ko efada nizam tan almen gaim kuru maseke kuru hatarwana kamaka emme muhim kamen almen deni rayitun edefada rayitun beenuwa fada khidmettake rayituna hame for ko dimettaka emigota almengi khidmetta re-engineer kurevigen khidmettan for ko dinuma dengati digital nizamik terega almen maseke kuraruga mi rakka kurave raytunge mawlumata adi qawmi mawlumata rakka terikama ku bedehette siyadati miniwanka almena kashwarwa gota efada data ta gengolu vegatan almenge nizam tan hardana kuru havana kamaka almen emmen guligen i tayyar kura magushatu ga himanane kantatta natija nirdeve gota ekankaman iskan digen almenge masekete tartib kurma iskan dirumaki almen miga terega balane kanta mi dennevi asasi kantattoge macha binako Maldives 2.0 ge maguchat ehnunia almenge vision document almen base kurani ehnunia bina kurani ag strategic pilage macha an kurugotaka mi strategic pilatage macha balalana kuriyan oi summit ge deduhoge terega mi pilatage dashun almen tafsili kardasta kama gulun huri sarkaruge muassasata kon hushalum gendan adekan kama gule gotun tafsil kon bahus kurevi gira befrontage khayal tan ege tere genevi gendan migotum Maldives 2.0 ge furtama pidage gotuga alumen iskan digen kuran em masekataki digital identity mihar mi ben kura ifas zamane ko international mingantaka eggotan hardana ko almena itubar kureve transactions taka dimala diumattaka digital identity ge nizam mihar varam bodan hardana kuru devana kamaka almen em miskame digen kuran kamaki open data sharing ehannoniyam data exchange kurevene warugada nizamta divhe rajye keno ingwadannawane rajyega miharus warigina platform tenge bori avun ham misalaka dannawana wangavge platform ga warigina sarkaruge muassasatan ge bori ekam almen beenuwa em efficient hidme dinumattaka almen dimafen em bod genjumaki data exchange kurevene mechanism ta divhe rajyega netumun e anna inefficiency ekam kan hallu kurmattaka almen nan eva beenuwe guligen data exchange kurevene ka platform ta genevi ege tereng system ane system muamala kurevene gotteken hoda ehme mi almen waran iskandigen masake kurane kame තිම්වන කමක අල්මෙන් එම්මේ ඉස්කන්දේනි ඩිජිටලයිසේෂන් ගේ මේ මුහිමු මසෙක්කත කුරෑරු අල්මන්න දිබෙන්වා රක්කාතරිකම් ගෞමි ෆෙම්වරිග දිබෙන්වා රක්කාතරිකම් එක ෂෙලුමටක සයිබර් සිකියුරිටි ගේ කංකං හර්දනා කරුන් අදි එයායකුග ගෞමි ගතුන් අල්මන්න දිමාවේදා එක ලොලොන් තකෝ අල්මනකේ විලුම්වරි බයි ගතුගා කුරන් ජෙහෙන කංකං එක ෂෙලුමටක සයිබර් සිකියුරිටි ගේ හුනරා අල්මෙන් ඉන්ෆ්‍රාස්ට්‍රක්චර් මිහාර වරබඩ හර්දනා කෝ ඒ දායරෙන් අල්මෙන් කුරියක් දියු හතරවන කමක අල්මෙන් එම්මේ ඉස්කන්දේන කමකි ඩිජිටල් මි මසෙකෙත කුරුම්ගා අල්මන දිමායිෆාවා එම්මේ බොඩේ ගොංජහමකි ඉතුබාරයක හිදුම දිනුමන් අල්මන දිමායිෆෙන් එම්මේ බොඩ ගොංජහමකි මියන් එකශීගෙන්වා ගානූනි ෆ්‍රේම්වර්ක් තන්නතු එහෙමිම අව ස්පීඩ්ගා අල්මන බේනවා මුහිම ගානූන්ට data privacy and protection act cyber security act අද මීගේ ඉතුරුම වෙස් ඩිජිටල් මසෙකෙත්තක අල්මෙන් බාර් ස්පීඩ් ගෙන්දියුමට්ටක රයිතුන්ගේ ඉතුබාර මිකම ගෙනවමට්ටක බේනවා ගානූනත වීහාවෙස් අව ස්පීඩ් එක ගෙනවමකි අල්මෙන් ඉස්කන්දීගෙන් කුරාණ කන්තත්ත අද මේ ගානූන්තකි අල්මෙන් ටෙක්නොලොජි ගේ දායරය මිකුරා ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් දෙමෙ හෙට්ටනි ගොතෙක කුරිය ගෙන්දියුමෂා අද රයිතුන්ගේ ඉතුබාර නිසාම්තක ගෙනවමට්ටක අසාසී ගානූන්තක වාතියේ මේ ගානූන්ත වීහාවෙස් අවහ ෆාස් කර්මකි අල්මෙන් එක් හාස සමාල්කම් දීගින් කුරාණ කන්තත්තක ෆස්වන කමක අල්මෙන් එම්මේ ඉස්කම දේනි දවදතගේ මේ නිසාම්ගේ තෙරේගා ටෙක්නොලොජි ගේ zari වසීලත බේනුකගෙන් අල්මෙ මේ එක්කුරවේ ಜಾති මවලුමාත රක්කාතරිකම හිමායතරිකම වෙලෙට්ටුම්ගේ ඉතුරුන් එකංකං කෂවර්ක රක්කාකුරවේන ෆහුගේ ජීවිතක රක්කාකුරමට්ටක බේනුම්වා sovereign infrastructure sovereign cloud හිමනේ ගොතුග මතින් ඒ infrastructure ගායම් කුරම කරන්ජේ මසෙක්කෙත් කුරු අවවන කමක citizen centric e-government services මේ අල්මෙන් වරන් ඉස්කන්දීගෙන් කුරාණ එක්කම මේ මිහාර අල්මෙන් මසෙක කුරුම මිදාගොයි වකි මොස සාතකුන් ඒ මොස සාතෝගේ බේනුන්තකන් එකණි විස්නෑගෙන් හිද්මෙත් දිනුමගේ බදලුගා රයියතු මීහාගේ හිද්මෙන් හෝදා මීහාගේ ලෙන්සුන් හිද්මෙත් ෆර්මා කුරුම අල්මෙන් මුහිම් ඉස්කමෙද්දී වී වරකුන් හිද්මෙත්තන් එෆරාල්කොගෙන් හිද්මෙත් ෆෝරකො දිනුමන් අල්මෙන් හාස සමාල්කමේ මේ මෂ්රූගේ දශුන් දේන දෙංගති රයිතුනා ගොළුන් හුරි එකි දායරාතකුන් ඒ දායරාතකුන් ගෙන්නන් ජෙහි ඊජාදී කුරියර්මා ටෙක්නොලොජි ගතුන් ගෙන්නන් ජෙහි කුරියරුන් තක ખાસ ඉස්කමෙද්දීගෙන් කුරන් ජෙහි මසෙක්කෙත් කුරුන් මිගතුන් මියහර් ખાસ ඉස්කමෙ දෙවෑගෙන් කුරිය ගෙන්දාවාගත රයිසල් ජමුරියා නිමවාෆර් සෙක්ටර් තක තෙරේගා health sector ya education sector ya adi finance sector ya bahimene ehema midairatakon haasa mashruutake kuriya gengas rayutunna midairaen e beenumwa hagigi guifasihata dibeka halgotaka mun nizamta battan kuruma alme haasa samalkam digen haasa mashruutake mihartare kuriya gendana dengati digital goton alme mikura biya bodu masekkattuga miige manfa දිවෙහි වියෆාරිතක දානගත IT profession දානගත අල්මගේ නිසාම් බට්ටන් කුරම කුරංජෙහෙන එම්මහා මසෙක්කෙත කුර එහෙම වීම මිකම්ගේ තෙරේග අල්මෙන් කුරංජෙහෙ එම්බ බොඩ එක්කමකි ਸਰකාරගේ මොසසාතක ප්‍රයිවට් සෙක්ටර් ගුලිගෙන් කුරවෙන් හොරි කන්තෙතකි කොබාතෝ බලා එමග මග්ෆයි කුරමටක කුරංජෙහෙ එකශලංජෙහෙ සියාසතක අතම්ෆීස් කුරංජෙහෙ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් අල්මෙන් දෙනගතු එහෙන් කමු Maldives 2.0 ගේ mi biya mashru almen huriha mosasatake gulige mi fashumge emme bode beenumaki digital first nation naka almen diumattaka almen emmen guligen kura warugada dature digital first e almen mi buna bahuge maane ki miga almen komme mosasayakum wes khidme dinumuga mosasatan hingumuga digital going iskuru ekankan egatan ikhtiyar kuru digital only women no digital only women almen inclusivity ya dur danakame ehmema digital first approach ekun dawlatge huriha mosasatoge hingum battaka almen ki hagigi imanaga digital first nation ka badaluma almen mikura daturuga mikam isnangawa huriha befuna kiga sarkaruge dawlatge huriha mosasata baruma alun dawat arum alunge wahakol kurkulana shukriya
Thank you, Ms. Saida Umar. Dengoti Divehiraja Raisul Jumhuria, Dr. Muhammad Moiz ke Wahakat Fuldekau. I now invite His Excellency President Dr. Mohammad Moizu to deliver the keynote address of the evening. Vadagan tibevem haizetering Devhirajagit Setere Sul Jumhuria Dr. Mohammad Moizu. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency President Dr. Mohammad Moizu.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رئيس الجمهورية جناب الأستاذ حسين محمد لطيف رئيس مجلسه عزت الرئيس عبد الرحيم عبد الله उत्तम फंडियार उस्ताद अहमद मोहतसिम अदनान एस्टोनिया के ऑफिस ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट के आदि डिजिटल काउंसिल के मेंबर आदि ई गवर्नेंस एकेडमी के को फाउंडर मिस्टर लिनार विक दौलत के वजीर उन्ना रही तुम्हारे के इज्जत मेंबर उन्ना वडागन तिब्बेवी एमहा एक मुअस्ससा तका कुंफुनी तका प्राइवेट सेक्टर आदि खिदमत दे एक मुअस्ससा तका ऑफिस तहोगे वेरिंग सिटी तहोगे मेयरुं एक लोकल काउंसिल तहोगे बेफुलुं आदि जुमला को मितनुगा वडागन तिब्बेवी एमहा इज्जतरिंग बेरु कौम तहोगे सफीरुं एक इंटरनेशनल बॉडी तहोगे मेंबरुं मी जलसा दुरागातुं बल्लवा अडोसवा एमहा लोबेती रायितुं अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू आद मेरे और में मिफशनी वारा उम्मीदी ततुरे और मेंगे कावमुगे मुस्तकबल बट्टन कुर्मुगा वारा मुहिम मसक्केत के फशा फेशुमे आवंडो मिदियाहारो यूएनगा वाहक दक्कमु एलान कुरिंग इरादुकुर विया दिवे ही राज्य के तरक्की के रास्ता हुरी देहा 40 वनहर वन्नेरुगा मी कावमकी तरक्की वेफावा डेवलप्ड नेशंस तवगे तेरेगा गुणालेवे गावमका आवडमें हदंगस्तु कुरमे ए दिवे ही रायितुं मी कुरा मसक्कतकी कुरा उम्मीदकी आजुमकी ए रास्ता या दाम बलायरुगा मी कावमुगा ए बहुरी वरग्गिन कंतत्तके रांगाळु कुरंचे तरग्गी कुरंचे आदि ईजादु कुरा नोनिया गावमं इतुरु कुरंचे मिकंकमुगे तेरेम बलायरुगा गावमुगा हुरी एक मसलतं हल्लु कुरुं वेसेबे गावमुगा हुरी नुरंगाळु आदत रंगाळु कुरुं वेसेबे हिमेने मिहेंगोस वाशा जेहे गोतेग्गा मी कौम तरग्गी कुरुमकी मिदेन्नवि रास्ता युमुगा मानहुरी गोतेग्गा अवुन में कंकं कुरानम कुरंचे मिंगडकी वाशा जेहे गोतुं अवुन में कौम तरग्गी कुर मिहं बलारुगा कुबातो अवुन में तेरे गुरी मस्सतही बलालारुगा एम्मे बोडो एक्कमकी करप्शन के बाबा मी देबस नुवेन हकीकते खिदुमत दिनुमुगे तेरेगा रईतुना खिदुमत दिनुमुगे तेरेगा आदि जुमला को हम मुड़ी निजाम के तेरेगा वेस मी गावमुगा मी बाबा ये भाई मी बाकी मी गावमुगे कन्यानो मुड़ी दुनिया का सब मसले है ना बस आउट में मी गावमो गुड गवर्नेंस के तेरेंगे इनको और में रईतुन्ना देम बेनुवा एम मती खिदुमत देफु फेर न गोतुगा आवस मिनुगा फुरिहमया एगे एम में रंगलो मिंबरुगा देम बल्यारुगा मी बाबायं कावम सलाम कुरंचे उनिया मधु कुरंचे मसल मी गोतुम बल्यारुगा कावमुगे निजाम मिहारो मिहिंगा गोय बदलु नुखो मिकम सलाम वे करने इंसानुं एक जातुगा कंकं कुरायरुगा අතුග බාරෙන් ඔවෙච්චිය නුනිය කංකම එක්සස් වෙවෙඤ්ඤා කංකමුග තෙරේග අම වරක් ගින මිහුණ කුරවේ කමකි අමිල නෆ්සිස් කුරවෙනි corruption එක සබුන ඉතුරු වෙන එමිම අමිල්ලේ කුර කංකම් කුරුමුග ෆුර්සතු මදුවා මින්වරේ මි determine කුරණි khidmat dinumuge nizam ge terega corruption netiken da minwaru eima digitalize kurevegen da minwarakun muli nizam khidmat dinumuge nizam muli qawmuge huriha masakkatege nizam ei muli dawlen ekko himene goto digitalize kurevi human intervention kuda kurawun warakun corruption ge wabain salame kureven awun waran ufa kura mitanuga miyadu dawlatuge tim baruge verin aitu majlis उत्तम फंडियार जुडिशरिया मजलिहा मितनुगा रिप्रेजेंट कोरेवमा एम इस बेफ्लुं एदेस बारुगे वेरिन तिब्बेवीति आदि एहेनि हे मिनिमम मुससातोगे बेफ्लुं तिब्बेवीति बैंक त प्राइवेट सेक्टर सरुकारुगे वजारात मुळि दौलतुगे एकी एकी फरात हाजिर वडन तिब्बे मी एम्मेन एकोगा एकेच्च किया अतु गुळालयाගෙන් තෙදුවේ නත්තාලේ විදානේ බබයි corruption එක. එහෙම digitalize කුරුමුගේ මේ මසක්කතුගේ අවගණුගේ එම්මේ මෑගණු එක් මක්සදකි මේ කවමුන් corruption ගේ බබා නත්තාලු ඉරඩිකේට් කුරුම්. එහෙම වීම. එම්මෙන් එකෙච්ච කියා අවගණුමෙන්ගේ මේ කවම තරග්ගී වෙෆාවා කවමෙක්ගේ ගොතුගේ හෙදුම මේ ෆෂාෆාවා මසක්කතුගේ corruption නත්තාදෙන් ජෙ. නත්තාදඤ්ඤා කවමුගේ මියයි නිසාම් हिंगम निजाम एबरचे डिजिटलाइज कूरा अर साफ वर देफो फेन्ना मस्सदे मिगोतम बलयारुगा मुळि दुनियेगा एम्मे फुरिहमय डिजिटलाइजेशन के कंकं हासिल को फवाई कौमकी एस्टोनिया अवुण वरं शुक्रिकमा कीगा दन्नवं एस्टोनिया के राइस आवुड दावत देव्वा आवुड देवी फुर्सत ए गौमा मियाहारु कुरीकोळु आवुड रश्मि दतुरें हम जैसा दावत देवा आवड़ा दीव फुर्सत देवी देमेगा मितनुगा लिनार मिस्टर लिनार विदावले देवी एकावमुगा कंकम हासिल कुरुमुगा दिया जर्नी आदि मिरे आवड़ा फाहो एबे कन्नेगे एजेंडा गा वर मुहिम आइटम एबे एबे फ्लोंगे फराया पुळु वाहक फ्लो देक्कम आदे एकावमकी corruption नत्तालुमुगे इंडेक्स का एम्मे कुरीगुळे एकाउम ए डिजिटलाइजेशन का एहा कुरी होदा फोतीम एम्मे गाजो मोरी corruption अदे कोळ मसे कुरुमुगा वरद देफुफेने वरं efficient निजामे गायम करे फवा गावमे आवुडमेन्ना आबादी गोतुमस एहा बोड तफातेन्ने आवुडमेंगे गावम वर देगुण आबादी बोडी गाय गंडक 1.2 million මිහමුලදී ගෑගන්නක එබේ ෆලුන් ගේ කවම මිහදාහමයන් ආයරුගා තරගී කොෆා වනි මේ ඩිජිටලයිසේෂන් ගේ ජර්නි ගේ තෙරේගා විස්සක ෆන්සවි කහරු තෙරේගා එතක් කම කඩත් කොගෙන් හාසිල් කොෆා හාසිල් කුරුන්ත අවුඩ් මෙන්න හිස්සා කුරවවා අවුඩ් මෙන්ගේ මි කවමුගා මිහාර මි දෙම්මගා ප්‍රෙසන්ටේෂන් ගේ දෙක්කිගෙන් දියා එකී කහලා වකි සයිලෝ කුරේ ෆෝරි වකි निजाम ते पूरे की तंताग बैंक का से पूरे एक मुससत के पूरी एक दो कोल्ला एम्में एव्यू के कंगास राई तुम आबदो एक मालूमात हिस्सा कुरानु जही वर सीमलेस फसे है निजाम के तरह मुझे कौम के खिदमत दिनों गुड़वाले वे निजाम कद्दा एस्टोनिया के कंग हासिल को फा गोतक कुरंगा उनमें मी देखा हम गुड़ी के मस्से के मिफेश එකවට්ටක එස්ටෝනියාගේ රයිස් අලා කරිස්ස আদি එස්ටෝනියාගේ සරුකාර আদি මිකමුග එහිතරිකන් දෙවවා සරුකාරගේ හුරිහා බෙෆොන් අවණෝගේ හිතුගේ එම්මෙ ෆොම්මිනුම් ෆෆෂන් ශුකල් ගන්නවා ආද ඩිජිටලයිසේෂන් ගේ තෙරෙන් corruption නත්තාලේ වෙන වර බොඩ තනුම් අවණෙන් කවමුගේ මේ corruption ගේ වබාසලා වෙන khidme dinumuga office taka ekike muassasa tawga khidme dinumuga mi nizam gaayam korwegen diyumun wara boda defu fenigen daan awur men project ke terega wara gina මයිල්ස්ටෝන් තන් හුන්නන කුරියෙන් තින් ආර දුහ බහාලයාගෙන් ගවර්න්මන්ට් කණ්ඩාලා මි වරන් ඇම්බිෂස් එහෙනමස් achievable මි ටාගට් එක තව තෙරේග එක්කමක මිහාරුමි බේනුම් කුරා ID card smart digital එහෙනම සමතු ගොන්න ID card කාඩුග digital services තන් හිමිනගෙන්ද කාඩක බදල් කුරුම් හම එස්ටෝනියාග බේනුම් කුරා ගොත බදල් කුරුම් හිමිනගෙන් දාන ඒ කාඩකි ಹುರಿಯಾ ಖಿದುಮತೆ ಬೇಣಂ ಕುರುಮಗ ಲಿಬಿಗತುಮಗ ಎಮಿಹಾಗೆ ಐಡಿ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಅದಿ ಮುಳಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಖಿದುಮದ್ದೆ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ತೋಗ ತೆರೆ ಹಿಮನೆ ಹುರಿಯಾ ಮೌಲುಮಾತೆ ಎಕುಗ ಗುಳಾಲಿಫವಾ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ಗಾಯಂ ಕುರು ಹಮೆ ಕೌಮಗ ಗಾಯಂ ಕುಫವಾ ಗೊತ ಮಿಗೆ ತೆರೆಗ ವಾಣ ಸೈಬರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಇಂತಿಹಾಯ ರಂಗಳಕೊ ದೆಮೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಗಸ್ ದೆಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ದಿಯ ಫದ ಎಬೆ ಎ ದಾಯಿರ ವರುಗತ ಕುರು ಹಿಮನಿಗೆಂದೆ එවිම අවුර්මෙන්ගේ මී හිදුමතුගේ නිසාම් වරුගත කුරවි කොරප්ෂන්ගේ වබෑයින් දුරු කුරවි අවස් කුරවි දෙෆුෆෙන්න වරක අවුර්මෙන්ගේ තෙරේග වර බොඩ කංකමුග නතිජ හාසල් කුරවි වර අවශ්‍යගෙන් දාන මෞලුමාතු හෝදුමුග වෙස් ඒක කුරියරුන් ලිපිගෙන්ද එස්ටෝනියා කී මුලි දුනියේග වෙස් ප්‍රෙස් ෆ්‍රීඩම් ග දෙවණය එමෙ මතීගොයි කවුම් දෙවණ ඉත්තිෆාගෙන්නෝ අවුණු බේණුම් දිවෙහි රාජ්‍ය වෙස් එත දරජේ මච්ච කුරෙන්මෙන් අහර්තෝගෙන්ද මෞලුමත් හිස්සා කුරුම මෞලුමත් ලිබිදිනමුගේ ප්‍රෙස් ෆ්‍රීඩම් ග දිවෙහි රාජ්‍ය එත ගුණේ රංගලු කුරන් මති කුරන් අවුණු බේණු එකන් කුරුමුග වෙස් මි නිසාම් ඩිජිටලයිස් කුරුමකි හම ගුලි ලාමෙහි ෆයි කම දෙකන්ත වකිනු කුරවේ කම එහෙම මි මක්සත්ත මිහිරි මි ගවමකි වරබ්බොඩන් හුළුයිෆව මෞලුමාත ෆසේහන් ලිබේ ಜಿಮ್ಮಾದಾರುಕಮಕಿ ಖಿದುಮೆದ್ದೆ ವರಂ ಅವಸ್ಮಿನುಗ ಖಿದುಮೆದ್ದೆ ಗವಮಕ ಖಿದುಮು ಹೆದುಮುಗೆ ಅಜುಮುಗ ಮಿಮಸಕ್ಕೆ ಕುರುಮುಗ එහෙම මේ මසකේ අවුරුම මේ ෆෂනි වරම් මෑ මක්සත්තයි අවුරුමෙන්ගේ ගවම තරග්ගීගේ ෆාව ගවමක හදායරුග හැමකෙනි බොඩත් ඉමාරත්තකේ නොඹේනුම් බණි ඒ වරම් මුහිම කම තරග්ගීගේ රාස්තාග රාජ්‍යක බේනුම් වේ ඒකි කහලා අයිල් ලෙවේ උම්රානි තරග්ගීගේ මශ්රුත බේනුම් වාන ස්කූල් හොස්පිටල් आदि एक ही कहाला ब्रिज तका बंदर तका मागु तका हुरिया चिस बेणो हुरिया कमस बेणो हम यह कीगा एवरे वाकी उस्मिन कुड़ा कमे नो और मंगे काउमुगा करप्शन नत्ता दुमकी वाकी उस्मिन कुड़ा कमे नो और मंगे हिंगुमुगा निजाम हरदना कुरमकी वाकी उस्मिन कुड़ा कमे नो देफुम फेन्ना आवस्मिनुगा हिदुमे देवे एवस काल बेरिये नति मालूमात फसेहन लिबे हरदना निजाम कायम कुरमकीस अन्नु लेवे तरग्गी के तक खमे और मिगावमुगा तारफ कुरमुग मसक्कनु तो फशामिदानी गावमुगे होरी इज्तिमाई ये तक खमे हल्लु कुर मसक्के बस फशानु तो मिदानी और मंगे सिहत लिबे गेल्लुन तक सलाम कुरमा वेप मना को जनरेशनल बेन और मंगे जुबान खुदिंग दुमफत इस्तेमाल करूँ दूर करूँ फशाम मिलनी बोडो इमारत एन्नु एहनमस इमारत के बोडो मिना वरे वाकी एक एलिबे हासिल करे नतीजा कुड़े एन्नु आउट में तेरेगा ड्रग बेनु कुरमा एक ही काल मारा मारी तहिंगुमा मिकं कमो में मुझतमा साफ कुरमा मिकुरा मसकत की वाकी इमारत के उसमिन वरे उसमिन कुड़ा नतीजा नुकुना कमेन्नु भाषा जेहे मानवी आदि अल्लेवे तरग्गी एई मानहुरी देमेट्टने में तरग्गी की गावमं हे वेदन्या गावमुद के लोभ वन्या रायितुंद के हगे के लोभ वन्या कंक कुरंजे गोते की एकम आवनु कबूल करन आवनु यागे इंदे हुरियारे तस कबूल करन एहिम मियदो मी फशा आवुमें एम्मेगे मशरू देवराज्य दे पॉइंट सुमे मोल्डिस 2.0 की आवनु मेंगे मशरू दिवे रायितुंगे मशरू है और मैं एम मी एम्ब्रेस कुरंवी भले गन्नंवी रेसिस्टेंस टू चेंज की नेचुरल कामे एई हम नेचुरल कामे कोमे गाव में गसोन कामे गई कुरीगा कामे कुरमुंदी अगे दो कल्ला आ गोतक बदलुमकी एई එමියක කුව්වර කරන්ජේ කමෙන්නු ඔෆිස් තව කංකං කරමුන්දියක දූකොල්ලා මුලින් ඩිජිටලයිස් කරවෙන් දියුමකි එකමුක තෙරේග ඒ ජමාම් වන්දෙන් එක්ගොතක කරමුන්දිය මීහුන්ගේ තෙරේග හැම උඳ ගොතක හුන්නානේ ගො දූකොල්ලා එකමුක එයි හේලුන් තෙරි කරවි තම්රීනු දෙවි එකමුක තෙරේ ෆසෙහෙන් ගෙන්ද වෙනකන් එම අවුරුෙන් එම්මෙන් එකුග මිමසෙක්කේ ෆෙෂොමුන් අවුරුෙන් කොම්මෙ මිහකම් මිකොත් දෙවෙනි අවුරුමෙ නට්ටක ගවමට්ටක වරම මෙමකම් මිකමට්ටක ખાસ લેજિસ્લેટિવ ಬಸಕತೆಗೆ ಕುರನೆ ಬೂರಿ ಕಾನೂನು ತಗೆನ್ನೆ ಬೂರಿ ಮಿ ಬೊಡು ಮಶ್ರೂಅ ખાસ ಕಾನೂನಕ ಏಗೆ ತೆರೆಂ ವಕಿವೆಕಿ ಕಾನೂನು ತಂ ಅನ್ನಣ ಹಮ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆತ ತಜ್ರಿಬಾ ಹೋದಾಣಿ ಎಸ್ಟೋನಿಯಾಯಿ ಹೋದಾಗೆ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆಂಗೆ ಗೌಮ ಫೆತೆ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಹೌಲ ಫೆತೆ ಕಾನೂನು ತ ಮಿ ದಾವ್ ಮಿ ಅಹರು ತೆರೆ ಗಿರಾದು ಪ್ರವಿಯ ರೈತಲ್ ಮಜಹ ತೆರೆಂ ವಿಹಾ ಸವಾಕ ಫಾಸ್ ಕುರು ಮಸ್ಕೆ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆಂಗೆ ಕುರಿಯ ಗೆಂತಾಣಿ ಏರುಂ ಹುರಿಯಾ ಫರಾತ ಮಿಗೆ ತೆರೆ ಶಾಮಿಲು ಮುಗ ವರ ಫಸೇವೆಗೆಂದೆ ಮಿಸಾಲಕ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ತ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆಂಗೆ ಖಿದಮತ್ ದಿನಮುಗ ವರ ಗಿನ ರೈತುನ್ನ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಗಾತು ಮಸೆ ಕುರಬೇಕಿ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಗೆ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ಲಾ ಮರ್ಕಜಿ ನಿಜಾಮ್ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆ ಫಶಾ ಗಣ್ಣ ಇರುಗವೆಸ್ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ತಕ ಎಕುಗ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆ ಫಶಾ ಗಣ್ಣ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಾಫ್ ಮಿಯೋತಿ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆ ಫಶಾ ಗಣ್ಣ ಇರುಗವೆಸ್ ಜುಡಿಷರಿ ಎಕ್ಕೊ ಮಿಕ ಖಿದಮತ್ ತುಗ ತೆರೆ ಮಿಕ ತೆರೆಗ ಬ್ಯಾರಿ ವೆಗೆ ಕುರಿಯದ್ದ ಅವನು ಗಸ್ತು ಕುರಣಿ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆ ಫಶಾ ಗಣ್ಣ ಇರುಗವೆಸ್ ರೈತೋ ಮಜ್ದಿ ಹೋಗೆ ದಾಯಿರಾಂ ವೆಸ್ ಮಿಕಮುಗ ತೆರೆಗ ಬ್ಯಾರಿ ವೆಗೆ ಕುರಿಯದ್ದ ನಿಮ್ಮಾಫ್ ಮಿಯೋನಿ ಆದಿ ಜುಮ್ಲಕೊಂ ಹಮ ಹುರಿಯಾ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ತವ್ವೆಸ್ ಮಿಗೆ ತೆರೆಗ ಉಳಿಲಾಮ್ ಹಿಂಗಿಂದ ಆಗೋದು ಆದರೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರಗ ಹಿಂಗುಮುಗ ನಿಜಾಮ ಬಲ್ಯಾರುಗ ದೌಲತುಗ ಹಿಂಗುಮು ನಿಜಾಮ ತೆರೆಗ ಡಿಜಿಟಲೈಸೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಮೂಳಿ ಜರ್ನಿ ಅವಡ್ ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮಿ ಕಂಡಳಾಫವ ತಸವ್ರ ಕುರಿಯಂಗ ತಿಂಗಹಾರ ಬ್ಯಾಗ ತೆರೆಗ ಹಾಸಿಲ್ವೆಗೆಂದಾರು ಆಫೀಸ್ ತೌಗ ಖಿದುಮೆ ದಿರುಮುಗ ಮೋಜಫುನ್ ನವೆಸ್ ವರಬ್ಬೊಡತನು ಎಬ ಫಸೇವೆಗೆಂದೆ ಅದು ಒಫಿಯುಗ ತಿಬೆಗೆನ್ ಖಿದುಮೆ ದೇಂಜೆ ಮೋಜಫುನ್ ಗೆ ಅದದು ವರಬ್ಬೊಡತನು ಮದುವೆಸ್ ಕುರುಮುಗ ಫೋಸತ್ ದಿಬೆಗೆಂದೆ ಅವನುಗೆ ಉಮ್ಮೀದಕಿ ಅದಿ ಮಿತನುಗ ಮಿಯದು ಕಂಡ ನೇಳಿ ನಮಸ್ ಎಮ್ಮೆನ್ ಗುಳಿಗೆ ಮಿಮಸಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಮಯಾಬ್ ಕುರವೆ ಮಿಂಬರಕು ಅವನುಗೆ ಉಮ್ಮೀದಕಿ ದೇಹಾಸ್ ಆಶಾವಿಸ್ವಣಾರು ಫೆಶೆ ಹಿಸಾಬು ಮುಳಿ ದೌಲತುಗ ಮಿಹಾರು ಹಿದುಮತುಗ ಮಸೆ ಕುರ ಮುಂದ ಸಾಳಿಸ್ ಗ್ಯಾಗಂಡಕ ಸಾಳಿಸ್ ನುವಹಾಸ್ ಮೋಜಫುಂಗೆ ತೆರೆ ತಿಂಬ್ಯಾಕೊಳ ಎಬ್ಬೆ ಮೋಜಫುಂ ಕಂಡೇಳೆ ವಕಿ ಉಸೂಲೆಗೆ ತೆರೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಗೇಗ ತಿಬೆಗೆ ಹಮ ಕಾನೂನಿ ಉಸೂಲ್ಗೆ ತೆರೆ ಕಂಡೇಳೆ ಫುಣ್ಣ ಮಿಂಗಡು ತಹಿ ತೆರೆ ಮಸೆ ಕುರಾಗುತ್ತ ಬದುಕುರು ಹಫ್ತಾಕು ತಿರೀಸ್ ಗಡೀರು ನೋನಿ ಕಂಡೇಳೆ ವಕಿ ವಗುತಕ್ಕ ವಗುತ ಹಮ ಕುರಂಗ್ ಒಫಿಹಂಗ್ ಅವು ಏಗೆ ತೆರೆ ಹಿಮೆನೆ ಗೊತ್ತ ಗೇಗ ತಿಬೆಗೆ ಕೊಮ್ಮೆಹೆಂಗ್ ಹಿದುಮತ ಒಫಿಹಂಗ್ ಅಣ್ಣಂಚೆ ತಿಬೇಡ್ ಮಿಸಾಲಕ ಸಿಹಿ ಹಿದುಮತ್ ತೆರೆ ಮಿಹೆಂಗ್ ವಸ್ ವಕಿ ಫರಾತಕ್ಕೆ ತಿಬೇಡ ಕೊಮ್ಮೆಂಗ್ ಅಣ್ಣಂಚೆ ತಾವಲೀಮಿ ದಾಯಿರ ಪದ ಏ ನೋಡಿ ಜುಮ್ಲಕೋ ಮುಳೆ ಹಿದುಮತುಗೆ ನಿಜಾಮ್ಗೆ ತೆರೆಗ ಮಸೆ ಕುರ ಗ್ಯಾಗಂಡಕ ಸಾಳಿಸ್ ನುವಹಾಸ್ ಹಿದುಮತ್ ತೆರೆ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆ ತೆರೆಂಗ ಮತಿವಿ ಮೀಗೆ ತೆರೆನ್ ತಿಂಬ್ಯಾಕೊಳೆಬ್ಬ ಮಿದನ್ನವಿ ಗೊತ್ತ ಬದಲು ಕುರಿ ಹಾಸಿದ ಕುರಬೇತ ಕಮೆ ಭೂರಿ ಏಗ ತೆರೆಗ ಮುಳಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರಗೋ ಓವರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಎವ್ವೆಸರಕ ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ದಶನು ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಇತುರುವಾಣಿ ದೆಫುಫೆಂಡ್ ಅವರು ಇತುರುವಾಣಿ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಹಗ್ಗುತ್ತ ಮಾತಿವಾಣಿ ಲಿಬೆ ಮೆಂಬರು ಹೇಗಿತ್ತುರ ಕಾರುಬಾರು ಬಡು ತಂತನ ಬಲ್ಯಾರು ಮಾಲೆಯ ಮಿಸಾದಕ ಬಲ್ಯಾರುಗ ಮಾಲೆಗ ಮಗುಮತೀಗ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಎತ್ತನಕು ಕೂಡ ಕುರವೆಗೆಂದೆ ತೊಜ್ಜೆ ಮೆಂಬರು ಕೂಡವೆಗೆಂದೆ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಎಮಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಿ ಬೇರುವ ಗೇಸ್ತ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ತ ದೂಮು ಸೋಬಂಗಿತುರುವ ಮೆಂಬರು ಕೂಡ ಕುರವೆಸ್ ವರಬುಡು ಕಾಮಿಯಾಬಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಸಿಲ್ವೆ ಆಫೀಸ್ ತಕ ದಾಂಜೆ ಮುಜಫುಂ ಮದು ಕುರವೆ ಮೆಂಬರಕು ಏ ಅಮಾಜ ಸಾಸಿದ ಕುರವೇಣಿ ಮಿಯದು ಮಿ ಫಶಾ ದತುರು ಮಿ ದತುರು ಅವಡು ಮೆಂಗ್ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗ್ ಗುಳಿಗೆಂಗ್ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಕೆಚ್ಚೆ ಕಿಯಾ ಅವಡು ಮಿ ಕಂಡಾಳ ಮಿಂಗಂಡ ಎಗ್ಗೊತ್ತ ಹಾಸಿದ ಕುರವೆ ಮೆಂಬರಕು ಅವನು ವರ ದೆಕ್ಕೆಂಬೇಣು ಮಿದೆನ್ನವಿ ತಾರಿಹುಂ ಫೆಶಿಗೆ ದೇಹ ಅಶಾವಿಸನಹರು ಫೆಶೆ ಹಿಸಾಬು ಏ ಮಿಂಗಂಡು ಹಾಸಿದ ಕುರವೆ ತೊ ಬಲ ಅವನು ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಕೆಚ್ಚೆ ಕಿಯಾ ಬಸೆ ಕೊಫೆ ಯಾಗಿ ಕುರವೆ ಏ ಮಿಫದ ಎತ ಕಾಮಿಯಾಬಿ ತಕೆ ಮೀಗೆ ತೆರೆಗ ಅವಡು ಮೆನ್ನ ಹಾಸಿದ ಕುರವೆ ಒಯ್ ಮುಹಿಮ್ಮು ಜರ್ನಿಯ ಮಿ ಫಶಣಿ ಮಿಯದು ಏ ಮಿಕಮುಗ ಅವಡು ಮೆಂಗ್ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಕೆಚ್ಚೆ ಕಿಯಾ ಅವಡು ಮೆಂಗ್ ಗೌಮಂ ಕೊರಪ್ಷನ್ ಅತ್ತಾದ ಅವಡು ಮೆಂಗೆ ಕೌಮಕಿ ದುನಿಯೇಗ එම්මෙන් බදෑගන්න ෆෙම්වරුග හුරිහා කන්තත්තක හිදුමැත් දිනුමා හිංගුමුගේ නිසාම හුරිහා කමෙන් ඔයිග්ගවමකන් හෙදුමුග අවුන් මෙන් අතුකුරික ඔලාදමකී අවුණු හුරිහා මසක්කෙත්තෙරින්න හුරිහා රයිතුනවුණු ගොවාදම ඉරාතු ක්‍රවිය මි මසක්කේ අවුන් මෙන්න කාමියබ් කුරවෙන මී අවුන් මෙන් එම්මෙන්ගේ උම්මීදු කමුගා අදි අවුන් මෙන් අසුම් කමුගා කණ්ඩේළුමකි අවුන් එදේ එදුම් අදි යගින් වෙස් අවුණු කුරා කමෙන් එයි මීගා දෙබස්වාංජේ කමෙන් අවුන්ඩ හයිගොතකස්නු ෆෙන්නාති අවුන් මෙන් ගවම කුඩ ගවමක වෛරුග මිදෙන්නවි ගොත ඩිජිටලයිස් කුරවිගෙන් දියාම හුරිහා හිදුමත ඩිජිටලයිස් කුරවි එක්ක ගුලිදාම හිෆාවා නිසාමේ ගායම් කුරවුනීම හිදුම ලිබිගන්න මිහායන් එලිබේ ෆසිහකම අදි හිදුම දේ මිහායන් එලිබේ ෆසිහකම මි හුරිහාකම වෙස්මිගතර හිමෙන එකමක වෑරුග මීගා සයිඩ් ඉෆෙක්ට් ගෙල්ලුමේ වයිවස් කම නුෆෙන්නකමක වෑරු ඔති හුස් කාමියාබිකම වෑරුග අවුන් මෙන් එම්මෙන් මි ගවම මි මුහිම මශ්රුවාගෙන් කුරිය ගෙන්දියොමග එහිසාබ ගෙන්දියොම අතුකුර ඔලාදම කියවණු දිවේ හුරියා ලොබතරේ තුන්න මිරේ ගෝවාදම අවුන් යගින් කරණී අවුන් මෙන් එම්මෙන් අවුන් මෙන් මි ගවම වශා ජෙහෙ තරග්ගියෙන් හාසිල් කුරුමුග දෙහා සාලිස් වන අහර අහමෙද් දාරු ගවම තරග්ගිය ෆාවා ගවම තවගේ තෙරේග හිමනම මිකුරා මසකතුග කුරිය මිය තින් අහර බෑ හතර අහර දෝ තෙරේග මි ගවම මි ඩිජිටලයිස් කුරවි හිංගුම නිසා වරගත කුරුමුග එම්ම එකති ගන්න ගොතුග කුරිය දියුම් අවුන්ග දුවායකි අවුන් මෙන් මිකුරා මසකතවග බරකා මින්වර කුරවුම් අවුන් මෙන් මි කවම උෆා ෆාගතිකම ترقي من بركرباش آمين وما توفيق إلا بالله عليه توكلت وإليه أنيب والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
ಶುಕ್ರಿಯಾ ರೈಸ್ ದಿವೆಹಿರಾಜೆಗೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಣಿಕ್ ಫಾಂಟಿಗೆ ಗುಳುವ ತಸವುರ ಏಕಮಟ್ಟಕ ದೆವ್ವ ಎಬ್ಬಾರುಲುಮ ಇರುಷಾದ್ ನುಹಣು ಇಖ್ಲಾಸಿರ್ ಕಮಾಯಕ್ ಫಾಹಾ ಕುರಂ. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your inspiring words and for your unwavering commitment to the digital transformation of the Maldives. Then Korean lessons from Estonia's digital journey panel discussion. මේ panel moderate ko devani dakhili salamata fanniyata behe wizara ge state minister Dr. Mohammed Kinanath. Next, we move on to tonight's panel discussion on lessons from Estonia's digital journey. The panel will be moderated by Dr. Mohammed Kinanath, Minister of State for Homeland Security and Technology. Me panel ka Dr. Mohammed Kinanath ay ko bawri wada ganawani. Joining him on the panel are Mr. Linavik, Member of the Digital Council, Office of the President of Estonia, and co-founder of E-Governance Academy, Estonia. Ms. Elsa Nime, Senior Cybersecurity Expert and member of E-Governance Academy. Ms. Jana Krimpe, founder and CEO of Best Solutions Estonia, digital identity, e-governance, and cross-border e-trade expert. And Ms. Kedi Walba, CEO of Actors and e-governance solutions provider, expert in digital transformation, and the Vice President of the Estonian ICT Association and member of E-Governance Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Mohammed Kinanath and our distinguished panelists to the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. It is my great pleasure to welcome all distinguished delegates and invitees to this panel discussion on lessons from Estonia digital journey. The Republic of Estonia is known for its digital advancements. Tonight, we will explore Estonia's digital transformation and how Maldives can adopt similar measures to become a technology-driven nation. Let me introduce our distinguished panel members from Estonia. Mr. Linavik, Member of Digital Council, Office of the President of Estonia, co-founder of E-Government Academy of Estonia. Linavik is an Estonian information technology scientist, entrepreneur, and IT visionary expert. He is one of the key architects behind Estonia's digital society. He co-founded the E-Governance Academy, advising over 40 different countries on digital transformation, and played a central role in developing Estonia's e-government and e-signature systems. Linavik has written over 120 articles and 10 reports, mostly on the topic of knowledge-based economy and implications of information society, as well as been instrumental in the rapid development of Estonia computer network infrastructure, as well as Estonia's internet voting and e-signature projects. Ms. Elsa Nime, E-Government Academy cybersecurity expert. Ms. Elsa Nime is a senior cybersecurity expert at the E-Governance Academy. Prior to her, she served as a legal advisor at the NATO. Previous experience, board member and first chief executive of the foundation, focusing on cyber research, development and training. Worked with Estonia Information Systems Authority on developing national cyber legal system and providing legal support to CERT and supervision efforts. Let me introduce the third panelist, Mrs. Jana Krimpe. Mrs. Jana Krimpe is a visionary in e-government and digital identity and e-signature technology. She has advised two presidents of Estonia and has over 15 years of experience in implementing innovative ICT solutions, earning an international reputation for success. Some of the achievements and recognition she has got recognized by the Financial Times and Google as the top 100 change makers. She is listed in the US-based One World Identity Top 100 Digital Identity Influencers worldwide. Yana is the recipient of the Executive Award in the Master Woman SME Leaders Award. She is also selected among the top 100 women of the future. My fourth panelist is Ms. K.D. Valba. She is the CEO of Actor, Estonian software development company, X-Road. Ms. K.D. is the CEO of Actor, a leading Estonian software development company renowned for its contribution for Estonia's pioneering e-government backbone, X-Road. Under her leadership, Actor has become a key player in delivering e-governance solutions, specialized in digital transformation, secure data exchange, critical infrastructure across finance, defense, and homeland security. Over 15 years of operation, nearly 30 years of e-governance experience, Actor has successfully exported large-scale digital government systems worldwide. Welcome to all panel members who have traveled all the way from Estonia to join this memorable ceremony of His Excellency, the President of the Maldives, Digital Transformation Vision Launching Ceremony, Maldives 2.0. Please extend a round of applause to all the panel members from Estonia. So I will ask a few questions, and these questions are for all panel members. My first question is to Lina. What was the initial public reaction when Estonia embarked on its digital transformation? Were there elements of fear, excitement, or doubt?
Thank you. It's a very important question, especially the public perception. It was the time when Estonia regained its independence from Soviet Union, and society wanted our own things, to leave the Soviet time past and looking to the future. So people wanted our own thing. But there was also something which we call a necessity. Necessity was about understanding that we can't go on like Western European countries with a high welfare and highly developed societies. We were poor, small, no export markets, no existing structures or infrastructures, government institutions. And you can't put society to the pause with a remote control and then say, wait a little bit, wait a couple of years when we build things, and then let's continue. No, children need to go to school next morning. Parents need to have a job next morning. Borders need to be guarded. Police needs to have a job. So it was a necessity. And we recognized that the necessity could be served with the digital technologies, because that was, in early 1990s, it became cheaper, available, and we were the first ones to say, let's go fully digital, because that is worth investing. And the social perception was very supportive because it was our. It was our own, it was not somebody else's, but it was our.
Thank you very much. Miss Elsa.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this question. And before I answer, I'd like to underline one tiny fact that I represent here my personal views on this question, not EGA's, E-Governance Academy's official position. So this question takes me back to my youth. I was quite young at that time when this fabulous journey started in Estonia. And I fully agree with Linnar what he said about this history, but about society's trust and perception. I remember one episode from 2003, if I'm not now mistaken, then we had been independent and very excited and young pioneers in digitalization 10 years. And regarding trust, but at the same time, high expectations towards public administration. I remember one critical article about ID card. Linnar earlier in his speech mentioned vision. At that time, government had very clear and proud and strong vision how to use our founding block ID card better in public services in order to make society's life easier, more effective, and less bureaucratic, etc. But we were not ready because the card was there. Card was mandatory. Card was given out to each citizen, but the services were not there. So the card turned out to be quite useless. And that made people frustrated. What was a very interesting takeaway at that time. And people were extremely eager. They have been advertised that soon there is going to be something big, our life is getting easier, better, but at that time, card was there, services were not. And at that point, I'd like to say that communication plays a crucial role, transparent communication, clear communication to society. And even with strong vision, do not be afraid of fallbacks. So, thanks.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Jana.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you so much for this kind invitation, for your lovely country and these very lovely people here. It's my great ownership and pleasure to be here. And I also was quite young when we started this digital journey. What I remember exactly, we was a young country as well, without any resources, financial resources. So we haven't money to buy very expensive solutions from big worldwide vendors. And we understood that we need to discover something ourselves. And to afraid something, you need to know what to afraid. We haven't known what to afraid, because for us it was like unknown journey. But what I felt being young, that I was very excited, because all of us made such kind of inputs to this digital journey. And I remember my first digital experience was, in Estonia is very bad weather, rainy and cold. And people don't like to go out of home at this weather time. But I was pushed because we haven't digital services, and I went to a bank as a student to make my ordinary transaction, and bank service officer told me, why you came in that cold weather? Do you know that we have online service for you? And as a student, if you start to use digital service, you shouldn't pay any more fee for bank service. And this was my first impression. What I tried coming back home, immediately signed to this online service provided by bank. And this is the most important. What will be the first feeling what people will get from the government or from private sector in this digital journey? This is extremely important. This feeling should be very positive. So, and this journey shouldn't be like just reflection of your paperwork to digital one. You need fully redesign the service itself. So when people once try to file taxes or to make custom declaration, they will feel something absolutely new. And they get this positive feeling, because once they will be disappointed, it's very expensive and long way to bring them back to try the service again. So this is what we feel, that this was my feeling from my first experience a lot of years ago when we started our long, long way digital journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Keddy.
Yes, thank you for the question. It's an honor to be here. I think in the first years we had both skepticism and excitement from the people, because we didn't know actually what to expect. in that sense. And but Estonians were very practical. As soon as people saw what value digitalization brings, that you can check your health records online, that you can do your banking, declare your taxes, everything in your computer back then people realized that it's actually a good way to deal with the government and also with the private sector, because it made their lives easier, they received the services more faster, and that also built the trust. For us also, the very underlying foundation was the transparent data exchange platform X-Road that was established quite early on in the 2000s, and the strong identity that we created for accessing the systems and the services. So the trust was built up on very early stages, and that was one of the keys.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask the second question. What is the most notable change in everyday life for an Estonian due to digitalization? Lina.
It's very difficult to say what is the biggest change in everyday life, because in order to recognize it, you need to look back in times. In my speech, I also emphasize the importance of the small changes every day. So we are not speaking about often what is the biggest innovation of the year, but we are trying to say what is innovation of this week. 56 innovations a year are more than one big per year. And if you are changing more and gradually, it also grows in society the innovation culture. We always try to make a parallel. If you want to run a marathon, you don't train for a 100-meter sprint. You need to train every day. And e-governance, digital transformation is a marathon. Marathon which requires a practicing every day. So the biggest changes, if I'm looking back from 20 years ago, my son had yesterday birthday. He's 26. He said that entire life he has only once been in a government office and only once in the bank office, and that was a school excursion. He has entire life been digital, all services. And I was speaking to him and I said, you know, now when I'm thinking, last time I went to bank was 5 years ago. Last time when I went to government office was 7 years ago. Those are the big changes in everyday lives of people, but you don't recognize them if you don't look back to the many, many years period. And the changes, it takes time, but they are irreversible. If you ask anybody in Estonia, would you like to close down the e-government services and go to the municipality offices from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock during your working hours? No, people rather would say, if I have an option to choose, close down the government office entirely and put more money to digital government.
Thank you. Not much actually to add to Linnar. He was talking about already, or said that thing that I wanted to underline myself, but I think that we were not surprised at that time, but we are more surprised now when we are looking back and how seamlessly everything actually went. And as for me, And my colleagues here, we don't have such a comparison, unfortunately, or as Linnar told about his son, that his son has never been physically to any public administration to get one service. So yes, he doesn't have such a comparison. I do. So I remember those times, even though I was quite small or relatively small, but still, looking back, I'm amazed. And I believe also my generation is amazed that it did happen. And now we are amazed when some online service is disturbed for, let's say, 2 minutes, it's not accessible. Then people get frustrated. And even you may end up being in the headlines of the newspapers that journalists accusing government that they are incapable. Now you see where we have ended up now. So that's my takeaway to this question. Thanks.
I think that the most magical is that we haven't even remarked how everything disappeared. So the digital became a part of our life. And the interesting magic is that you even don't understand how it was before. So we couldn't even remember. It's like in a past life. And we feel it's very well when we come to some, even Europe country with a huge bureaucracy, when they're spending some 2 months to open bank account. For us, it's like from different planets. We don't understand it. And I just bring you 2 personal examples how people react to this magic, what we have in our everyday life. One example, I was middle of desert, only camels was around me. I was in Saudi Arabia with my friends, and I had emerging calls from my company that I need immediately to sign a very important contract and to transfer money. So I took my phone, signed the contract, and made the payment, and have you seen the faces of Saudi people around me? So just understood this magic. And the second example was I was in one hospital, also far out of Europe, and I had a problem with my tooth. And when I came to the doctor, he asked, had you some surgery with your tooth or something happened? I told him, I don't remember, let's go to my healthcare portal. We went into my healthcare portal, and there was a picture of all my mouths with all my tooth and all surgeries per mouth, per every single tooth. And it was the second magic. Have you seen the eyes of this doctor? So this is a part of our everyday life, what we are not feeling anymore. And if something happened, even for some minutes, some disruption of internet in our country, we are not patient anymore. So we are becoming very aggressive because this is part of our everyday life and we can't imagine how we live without it.
Very difficult to add anything. I will just say that for us, this digital has become invisible in that sense that we're so used to it, as everyone before me also mentioned, and maybe surprising is the fact that when we need to deal with other countries abroad and they are asking us paper documents, then that's the surprising part. If you get a digitally signed document from Estonia, then you're trying to think that how do I now get the paper copy with a stamp and signature and so on, because it doesn't exist anymore in Estonia. We are also a digital first nation. So we have a problem that's a bit like upside down these days.
Thank you very much. I will ask my last question. In your opinion, how crucial is His Excellency, the President of the Maldives, digital transformation agenda Maldives 2.0 for the nation?
I would repeat once again, the biggest asset any nation could have in 21st century is a clear vision of where you want to be. It starts by understanding, as well, every Maldivian has been on the sea. every trip starts by understanding where you are, and then where you want to be, and that's a trip. So you are building a trip with a harbor or the destination. You know where you are. This is your digital maturity level of the present. You know where you want to be, and this is a huge asset a nation could have. Believe me, there are so many countries and nations who don't know what they want. So congratulations on having that asset. It is very clear. It connects with your present level of digital maturity and capacities, and it has a tangible, very realistic, practical outputs for society.
Ms. Silsa.
Yes, Your Excellency, my congratulations to you as well, and I'm extremely privileged to be a part of this very important festive moment. And to add to Linnar, that in my understanding, indeed, vision is of course very important, and there is no doubt that you are having a strong one, and I wish you every success, and to all Maldivian colleagues in achieving this vision. However, digital transformation is not something that is closed-end journey. You should see it like open-ended and adjust your vision if needed even, and go with the flow to get better and better, and to reach more higher stars. So again, congratulations and thank you.
I think it's not important, it's extremely important. And the most important that the president of Maldives, Dr. Mohamed Moiso, has this political leadership, because I have visited a lot of countries, and if there is no political will to change something, nothing happens. So I feel here in Maldives that the very high political will is existing, and people really want to change. We want to change because we are all small countries, and we will need to win in this very strong competition. We need to value every single human capital, every single citizen of our country, because it's so less of us. Only 1.3 in Estonia and 500,000 here in Maldives. So every single person in every single island of Maldives should have a possibility to innovate and to make impact to his country and to the future generations. And it's impossible if you are not digital first nation, because technologies are coming so quickly, much quicker than we started more than 20 years ago. Now we have artificial intellect knocking to our doors. And we don't know, even in Estonia, how this journey will look like in our education. We're only starting that. But this is extremely important. And I see in this room that all people came here with one will, to make changes very quickly and to move forward and to win this competition being a small country.
Yes, indeed, it is very important. I also have to say that you have half of the recipe already. The digital-minded leadership is the most crucial part in the recipe, and we started it the same way in Estonia. The president and the prime minister both were choosing the way to digitalize. We developed our digital solutions 25 years. It evolved over time. Technology was also evolving with us. You have a much better position. We are 25 years ahead from where Estonia actually started it. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You can learn from the societies that are already on the way of digitalization. You can learn from Estonia, and you can do it much in a shorter period of time. And I believe that in a few years you can already talk about the fruits of the Maldives 2.0, and it's a very big step for the future generations, because as we were also hearing, kids in Estonia don't remember the paper-based society anymore. So that's a normal environment for them. So congratulations on the initiative, and I'm excited to see what there is on the way for Maldives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As we are running out of time, I have to conclude this panel discussion. So let me thank all the panel members from Estonia. Thank you very much.
Before we conclude, may I kindly ask the panel to remain on stage as we now invite His Excellency President Dr. Mohammad Muizz to join them for a photo opportunity.
Ademais, befuna hame mikinestini amolus 2.0 nota diviraje 2.0 mi amaza vasilo mattaka kodegenta khas summit ambassador nasandra wagutum ademi diviraje digital kuru mattaka raisul jumhuriya Dr. Muhammad Muizz kengulwa visionary nota hemnikpan ke tasawwur haqiqat kan hedo mattaka ekama gulun huri fanni ehiteri kan hodo mattaka kodegenta khas summit ademi summit ka memani diviraje 2.0 لانچ كده رئيس الجمهورية دكتور محمد مويز رئيس أمير رسميات ودك وحقوق الإنسان دي بهراج عمازة واسد ومتكا هوريها دائرة يكون دولة كهوريها أوفيس تكون وتموسعات تكون إبادون ده ومن إدبار داعم فمياه كي عماز حاصل خلبينك رئيس كوحقوق الإنسان فاها كورا بافا أدمي حساب تبيفونا هم كنست وميديا لايف كورج نماذا فاوا كبدان هوريها بيفونا بس فرقات يكان قدم والسلام عليكم.